So with social media, you've got apps like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. But with running, we have an app called Strava. Now, on Strava, say you run from point A to point B along this road or path, it could be anything. And then after you've uploaded your activity, if there's this thing called a Strava segment, you can see the time it takes for you to run down that road. And then you put it on a leaderboard with everybody else who's ever recorded an activity going along that Strava segment. Now, here's where things get interesting because if you've run the fastest time going along that Strava segment, then you earn what is known as a Strava crown. Now, you may be wondering, why would you want a Strava crown? And basically, it gives you a load of prestige, it gives you a load of pride, and naturally, I want a load of Strava crowns. And the thing is, I want them quickly, so I'm going to try and attempt something in this video, which is a bit bizarre, it's a bit stupid, it's also a bit brave, but we're going to try in the next week, get a Strava crown every single day. That's right, every single day over the next week, I'm going to be running a Strava crown. And if I fail to not get one crown on one of the days, then I have to spin the running forfeit wheel, which I created. And let's just say some of the forfeits on there I do not want to be doing.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
Now, if you want to see me do a run and forfeit, stick to the end of the video, because if I fail just to get one crown on any day, then I will be spinning that wheel. But yeah, if you enjoy me completing challenges like this, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's get to day one. Now, today is a Monday, which means I will have a track session with my running club, so naturally I want to reserve a lot of energy for that. Now, with some hard sprints coming up later in the video, I want to try and preserve some energy on day one. Now, this got me scrolling through Strava to try and find a segment which wasn't at a 3-minute kilometer pace. And then I found this segment which had the slowest average pace which I could find. And upon seeing that there wasn't an average pace to beat of a 3-minute kilometer, and instead there had been a 6-minute and 11 kilometer to beat, naturally I had to lace up my shoes and see what was going on. And starting the watch, we were off with the start of this Strava segment. So with an average pace of 6 minutes and 11 seconds to beat, I know I wouldn't be sprinting this segment, but it wouldn't be slow and I still would be having to keep a good pace going. So we started off by going to just the end of this road, and I couldn't help think to myself, why had only 3 other people run this segment before? But either way, I was going to be the 4th and I was going to put myself on the top of that list. Now, upon reaching the end of this road, we were now about 50% of the way through the segment, and with my watch showing an average pace of 4:50, I knew at the moment I was comfortably in to get it. Now, reaching the end of this road, I could see that there was quite a busy road ahead, but luckily there was no cars, and after looking both ways, we crossed to the other side of the road. Now, taking a left turn straight away, I could now see why only 3 people had ran this segment before. I so nearly missed the turn, but now we entered a narrow lane which would soon turn into a footpath. After about 300 meters, I was quite confident that I would get the segment now, but then I came across this option. Now, I didn't realise there was 2 paths I could have gone down, so using my gut feelings, I continued going on straight. After going down a very tight footpath, we then came out onto a park, and that's when I realised I'd just taken a wrong turn. Realising my mistake, I quickly turned round and sprinted back to the path which I should have gone down earlier. With vital seconds lost, had I just lost on day 1. Being back on the correct path now, I sprinted as fast as I possibly could to ensure that I made up the seconds which I had lost. Sprinting as fast as I could, I now knew that the segment would be a lot tighter than what I would want it to be. The wrong turn might mean that the segment wouldn't even show up, but with the finish line being as though in sight, I sprinted as fast as I could in the hope that I would still get the segment crown. Alright, so the run is completed. I might have taken a bit of a wrong turn, so fingers crossed the segment still appears. But the moment of truth, we're going to check my phone and hopefully it'll be on there. Alright, so if we head over to Strava, hopefully it'll be on there. Let's refresh. Oh yes, it's there. Segment completed. As the run to 5 minutes 25, that will do me. And the crown for day 1 is completed. So today I took the train to Felixstowe on a lad's day out, and after having some fun, having some fish and chips, I was outside the Lidl's when I came across something rather peculiar. I was just a 3-minute run away from one of my friend's Strava crowns. So naturally I couldn't resist this offer, so I pulled everyone beside and I put a pair of running shoes on. And to add salt to the wounds, I've done 1,600 kilometers in these shoes.
This is so incredibly funny. I love to see his reaction when he opens up Strava to see he's lost his crown to me.
And after a 3-minute run, we were off to get the crown. Now you had to realise 30 minutes ago I was on the beach eating fish and chips with my friends, so naturally I was not going to be in the best running shape. Yet this Strava crown was called "You Better Get Those Legs Moving," and boy oh boy did I get my legs moving. Now this Strava crown just goes along a road, and then it is 600 meters long with an average pace of 440, so realistically I should comfortably get this crown. The thought of my friend opening Strava to see that he had just lost a crown to me motivated me to push forwards. This would be the last thing he would expect, for me to go all the way to Felixstowe and to steal one of his Strava crowns. And we pushed forwards, and just like that we had completed the Strava segment, but did I get the crown?
Alright guys, so we're back in the Lidl's car park and the run is complete. It was quite a comfortable pace, 440, something I reckon I have got. So let's check Strava and see. Hopefully we've got the segment.
Moment of truth, let's open Strava and refresh. Did we get the crown? Oh yes we did.
Yeah.
You know we do. The crown is mine. Let's see the pace which we got.
Oh, 3:39. Haha. The segment is mine.
Alright guys, welcome to day 3 of the challenge. And once again, like every other day, progressively the speed will get faster for every segment I go after, making it harder and harder for me to get the crown. Now today we're leaving what I like to call the easy and comfortable pace stage, and now we're entering a tempo effort. We're still not at the 3-minute per kilometer pace yet, but now we're definitely putting a good effort in to get that crown. Now for the first time in the video, I'll be running on roads which I usually run on, so there will be no chance of getting lost today. So with that being said, let's get out there and take another crown. Today's segment was called Turns and Turns, and there's a good reason why it's got that name. We would start off by taking a left onto the main road, before taking a left onto Cambridge Road, before taking another left onto Carlton Road, before taking a right onto Edmonton Road, before taking another right finishing at Orchard Grove. You get the gist of it, there's a lot of turns. This crown was held by a fella named Dave, and with a pace of 4:23 to beat, this theoretically should be a nice tempo effort. But then today just happened to be a very windy day. And if you don't believe me, listen to the audio my camera glasses picked up. And despite there being many different turns, it felt that I still had the wind on me wherever I was on the segment course. And this probably led to me putting in a bit too much of an effort than what I needed to do. The good thing with this segment is that I buzzed in at the 1 kilometer mark, where I'd get an idea of the pace I was at and if I was going to get the crown or not. And to my relief, I buzzed in with a first kilometer of 3:48, and with only 250 meters left, I was pretty confident I'd now get this crown. Guys, you know the drill by now. Time to refresh. Did we get the crown? Today I'm the most confident that we had, because the 1 kilometer mark buzzed in at 3:48. So theoretically we should have shattered the crown. And there we go. Turns and Towns, crown, it is mine. 3:45. Come on, let's go in there. Let's get to day 4. Alright guys, day 4 of the challenge, and I'm talking very quietly right now because all will be explained in a second. So over the last 2 days I've had 2 crowns under the 4-minute per kilometer mark, so today we're going to be stepping things up because today's crown has an average pace of 3:58 to beat. There's no messing about now, we're definitely in the hard effort stage of the challenge, and it's only going to get harder from here. So the reason why I'm speaking so quietly is because today we're going to be going after a segment held by my own brother Connor. I'm speaking quietly so you can't overhear me say this, but what we're going to do is go out, it's a 5-minute walk to the segment, and then we're going to take his crown. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ready and take his crown. You know we meant business today when we slid on a pair of the Pegasus Plus, because firstly, this is the fastest segment I've gone for yet, and secondly, if I failed to get this would be quite embarrassing and Connor would not let me forget this. Now this segment is 270 meters long, which is practically a sprint. I bolted down the street as fast as my legs would carry me, with the thought of Connor's reaction when opening Strava to see his segment was now mine. I'd ran down this road many times, and the fact that this would be the fastest I've ever ran down this road and the fastest anyone has ever ran down this road pushed me to go forwards. And seeing the footpath signaling the end of this segment, I was pretty confident I just added another crown to the collection.
Did we get the crown? He generally has no idea. And there we go. We've got the crown. Holly Lane, the segment's mine. 307, take that, Connor. And just like that, 4 crowns down, 3 to go. We've got a second segment. I didn't even realise this was here. And just like that, I've taken 2 crowns off Connor. Not just 1, but 2. Oh my days. 324 pace as well. 2 crowns in 1 day. That is insane. Oh, that is genuinely unbelievable. I'm pleased with that. We're going into day 5 on a very big high. Welcome to day 5 of the challenge, and today is a Friday, which would normally mean it is my rest day from running, but today that won't be happening because we've got another crown to get. Now, after day 4, I'm coming into today with a very big high, so naturally the pace will be increasing once again. But yeah, there's no more needed to say. Let's get out there and get today's crown. Yep, that's right guys, my arch nemesis, the wind, will be joining us again for today's segment effort. Now, today's segment is called Stoner, which is a 430 meter sprint down this road. With an average pace of 3:41 to beat, I'd know I'd be pushing myself if I wanted that crown. And the wind was doing me no favours, and I knew the final result would be a matter of seconds between if I got that crown or not. But I did not want to end up spinning that wheel and end up doing something stupid like running in a banana costume, so with that thought in my mind, I pushed onwards. However, on finishing this segment, I was still quite confident I had that crown in the bag. This moment of truth, did we get the crown? It was pretty windy today, but I'm quite confident we've got it. Let's see. There we go. The crown for Stoner. It is ours. Let's see the pace. 3:38. Oh my days. We only just got that. I did not realise it was that close. 3:38, but we've still got it though. That is the closest we've got to not getting the crown. Oh my days, sigh of relief. Got the crown, so let's move on to day 6. Alright guys, welcome to day 6 of the Strava Segment Challenge, and I think yesterday it was a bit of a warning, a bit of a reminder of what happens if you don't get the segment crown. And not getting the crown, that is not an option here because I do not want to be spinning that wheel. So today I had the Great Nortley Parkrun where I got a time of 18 minutes and 16 seconds, and taking in the other parkrun times I've got recently, I'm actually quite happy with that time I got today. Today we are around a field near where my nan lives, and we're going to go around the field, basically go around the perimeter of the field, and there's a segment there which we're going to take. Now, today's segment is a 520 meter sprint, and with an average pace of 3 minutes and 30 seconds to beat, I knew I'd have to be sprinting to get that crown. This 3 minutes and 30 seconds average pace was also faster than what I ran yesterday, so to get this crown, naturally that meant I would have to run faster than yesterday. My legs were aching from the parkrun earlier today, which was at an extremely hard effort. The thought of spinning that wheel spurred me on to sprint as fast as I could, but was this effort enough to get the crown? Well, let's find out. Did we get the crown? I reckon it might be quite tight. The legs were tired, but there we go. 1 lap of the King George field. The crown is mine. Let's see what pace. 3:11. That's pretty good actually. You know what, we'll take that. And that means we only have 1 crown left to go. I just checked the description of this activity, and I found out that I've gotten not just 1 crown, not just 2 crowns, but 3 crowns. Now look at that. What a beautiful sight that is. Day 7, the final day. 6 crowns completed, 1 left to go, but would it all be for waste? Would I end up spinning that wheel? Today's segment is one I know all too well. I've ran down this road 51 times and cycled down it 188 times. And out of those 51 times, today's was going to be the fastest, and not just for me, but for anyone. In fact, I currently sit second on the leaderboard for this segment with an average pace of 3:17, but I'd have to run faster than that today if I wanted that crown. Let's go take that final segment. This segment goes down Bent Lane and is a 460 metre sprint. With an average pace of 3:12 to beat, I knew I'd be sprinting this entire segment. But after everything we've been through, I could not fail at the final hurdle. All I needed to do was get this crown and the challenge would be complete. One final sprint, one final push, but would it be enough? While reaching the end of this road, I had no idea if I had the segment or not. Alright guys, we are back from the run. Moment of truth, got the phone here. Let's refresh Strava and see, did we get the crown? Yes, we did. Then cut through crown, it's ours. Let's see the pace. 2:51. Now that is mental. I know I pushed myself, but I did not realise I did that well. 2:51 for the crown. Get in there, come on. Now, I had a little voice in the back of my head going, oh, you haven't got that crown. But we have, and we've absolutely smashed it. Now, with that being said, I guess we've completed the challenge now, because we've got a segment crown every day for 1 week now. Now, I suppose that means the forfeit wheel won't be coming out. But don't worry, because future challenge videos will be coming out in the future, and the wheel will be out one day. So I guess that means you'll have to subscribe with the notification bell out if you want to see me do something very stupid. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are looking forward to more future content, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.